Willie Brooks Sr., your host, and this is Community Forum. This evening we're going to be talking about unity in the community. And I can't think of a better person in Lake County than Brother Willie Brooks, a community activist. Good evening, Brother Willie.
Good evening, Mr. Brooks. How you been doing?
Very good, and it's very fortunate to have you take time from your busy schedule. I mean, you're literally busy schedule.
Yeah, I've been busy
to be with us.
Yeah.
But tell us that you have you're an entrepreneur now, right?
Yeah. This summer, I'm in the concession stand in Zion.
Okay.
And right in community, like you say, unity in the community.
Okay.
I'm back in the community where I can see the community every day.
Okay.
I mean, not going to an event. Most times we go to an event in the community and we go in the house, out of the house, and go in the community for an event. But I'm in their face every day, so I see the community from another perspective than I would from just driving in my house, driving my garage, and coming in and see I live in a city. I see this community, and we need unity in the community.
We always talk about solutions to our problems, and we're going to touch on several of avenues on how we can, resolve problems. But and we know that ultimately prayer will change things, and we go to God for our problems. But we need to do something ourselves. How or when do you think we're going to wake up and change things within our own self, with our own homes, with our own community?
Well, first, like you say, unity in the community. Mm-hmm. First of all, after I got to stand on July 4th, I have men, I started offering men to pray on Saturday morning at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Meet me on 27th in Zion and pray men. Because first week was man, it was man, Adam. We must come together and change atmosphere in the city, man. And the only way we can change, not through my will, but through God's will, where we come together and pray for protection of our city, pray with other men, listen to other men, go through issues, and bring solutions to the men that's trying to be a father but never was father. Mm-hmm. A boy trying to be 21 and be a man would never been fathered. So we have to start with the foundation, man. Mm-hmm. We have to go back to man. Now, I thank God for a lot of women, but they have to go back to man. And when men have been out of position, and when man when a man is out of position, he can't dictate anything. Mm-hmm. He only can dictate when he have in position to be a dictator.
Well, man, right from the beginning, he told God, that woman that you gave me. Now, it wasn't seen in the world until Adam ate the fruit, right?
Yeah.
That he was not supposed to eat.
But you got to go back to Adam. How did Adam must not have been watching his house? Because how another man get to Eve? How did something get to Eve if I'm supposed to be the protector of my house? Somebody get to my wife, some way I wasn't protecting my house. He said, watch and pray. Adam was watching, but some kind of way he wasn't praying. Some kind of way he didn't watch Eve because something got to Eve under his watch.
But he knew that Eve was not. He knew he was not supposed to eat out the fruit. He knew that.
Yeah, but Eve, he was supposed to be watching Eve.
Okay.
Eve heard the conversation. But Eve wasn't talking to Eve. That's why when he come back, he said he was looking. He didn't come back looking for Eve. He came back looking for Adam.
Okay.
So we out of place putting the women ahead of Adam. He came back looking for Adam, asking Adam, "Where did you, woman, I gave you?"
Okay.
He never said, "Woman, why you ain't doing what Adam told you?" He come back looking for Adam, because Adam is in position of the head of the house. So when the house is upside down, who he's supposed to look for? Adam ain't gone. Adam gone. So he go look for a woman. Woman say, this baby came out of, I didn't mean to have this baby. And Adam left me with this baby. So the kids out of rebellious kids is because there wasn't no Adam in the house. It all got to come back to Adam.
So this is how it started right from the beginning.
Adam was out the house.
And that's been thousands of years ago.
Millions of years.
Millions, and it's still,
where's Adam?
Now, the only solution, ultimately now, I know I'm fast forwarding this all the way.
Yeah, come on back.
Now, God had a plan for man's salvation right before he even created man.
Yeah.
He had a plan for him. But man is not following that plan for salvation.
Well, we unlock man down. When you go back to man, define man. Now you define man, the Bible defines, everybody say man now is woman and man. God meant woman and man.
Yeah, this is what...
Everybody not saying God was saying man, he meant
mankind.
The mankind, yeah. And now they honor woman as man. You see two preachers nowadays, a pastor get called to preach, he bring his wife as co-pastor. We call man.
And I never heard of a co-pastor until recently. How can you have a co-pastor?
Both of y'all heard in the bed. Both of y'all hear him together. But both one heard one thing, the other heard the other. What happened? Mm-hmm. That's why the co-pastor always be second. Because whatever she heard, it didn't mean nothing.
Even the Supreme Court of the land has made their decision.
Well, on homosexuality.
Now, we don't have to abide.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to abide. It's the law.
Yeah.
It's the law. I mean, you got to give them equal rights, equal civil rights.
Okay.
Because we never defined man. They said man could be one man or man. They both came out.
Mm-hmm. Well, we Leviticus and some of the books in the Bible describe this situation. Man was created, and God took a rib from a man.
Yeah.
Out of him. He didn't create both of them. He took a rib out of
Adam.
And made woman.
But that was when you went to school.
Okay.
And when you read the Bible. Now you got the new Bible, and you got new people called, nobody a pastor nobody. Everybody now are bishops or are apostles, or they got real deep names.
Okay.
Nobody just a pastor, Pastor Willie. Nobody just Pastor Waddell. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So they're too deep. Everybody deep now. So they had to come now. So the way you read the Bible and the way they read the Bible now is much different. The same Bible, but every word mean what they want to mean now.
If as in each interpret. This is why we have so many denominations. I mention all the time we got over 3,000 denominations.
Yeah.
But everyone wants his own church.
Well, does that come from a European factor of everybody individual? They bring that culture to America, but everybody want mine. It got to be mine. Everything got to be so separated. Mine, my tribe. You don't going to speak to my tribe. Was that a European culture that came into America out of the East Coast back in the 1800s when the Europeans took America and put a culture on about mine? This is all mine. Have we got so selfish now of everything got to be my way or no way? I mean, we get my own little earphone, my little computer, everything leaves into mine, and now I'm going to get my preacher, it's my preacher, but the Bible says don't put no other man before him. Okay. And now have we built up these churches with T.D. Jakes, these big names on the church, and mention men before we mention God? Have we turned our head away from God and turned ourselves to love of men, love themselves, and putting these other men and making them God? Because really you should hear from God for you personally, for yourself. So I'm just saying, have we changed in America, in the world, since you and I came through the Baptist Training Union and all that, where people had churches would teach you, until a McDonald's type church where we look at these people and they give us sound bites, and we take the sound bite and use it as a sermon.
Wow.
They call them tweets now. They tweet something, you go to running. Because Reverend Bobo tweeted you something. And it's all PR people tweeting, because have we seduced the church down to monetary gifts and monetary word? Every word, all 24 hours, the word got to be coming. You got so 25, 49, 50, and for next, because I gave you a word. I thought the word was supposed to be freely given.
We always talk about having role models in the community, role models in the home, but why don't we have role models? Now, in Chicago, I think there's one person that's called a leader, Jesse Jackson Sr., but he's been quiet now because of many other problems that he's having. That's when you cannot put your faith in man, right? It has to be in God.
Well, it comes down to, I seen the other day where women over there on the south side of Chicago been sitting on the streets and keeping the crime down, and men won't show up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what have happened that we quiet the tongue of the man? Because we get back down to it, men's tongue have been snapped out of their mouth and shut up. And men, and they get into the church, they don't talk no more. They always got a leader. I was thinking about this morning. Where all this leadership stuff came from. Jesus said, I'm leaving you the Holy Spirit. The last word after he said that, in Mark 16, he ascended to heaven. It's sitting next to the Father. Okay. Now, how we get all this man in between us and Jesus? He said the priest, that was before the cross. Before the cross was the priest. We had to go to the priest. After that, Jesus, in Mark 16, for ones that are looking. Mark 16 said, hey, I'm finna go. You're no man, they'll drink poison and they won't die. They'll lay hands on the sick and they shall recover. And then he said, I'm up out of here. I'm going, paraphrase, I'm up out of here. I'm going to sit next to the Father. I'm leaving you the same Holy Spirit that crawled upon Mary and produced me. I'm going to give him to you with all power. Now, what happened to that? Everybody can start a church. I was in Miami. One building got about 40 churches in one building off the highway. 40 different doors, all of them churches, all that. Where is the power? The power to lay hands and they be healed. People walking around with cancer, you should be able to lay hands on them, and you shall be healed in the name of Jesus. By his stripes, I'm healed. We talk a lot of stuff. We talk words. The theology is good. But he said they going to come like that. But man going to have power. Some of this stuff ain't Jesus. Some of this stuff ain't God. Churches are everywhere. But all the kids running around the community won't come to church.
Okay, that was my next area now. Why have we lost our youth in the community?
We ain't doing them but talking. We ain't doing them but talking and trying to get people in programs to come to our church for a program or come to our program to get some money so the government to give us some money. But these kids are looking for, you talking about mentors. I'm out there every day. I see they don't have nobody come talk to them every day. They don't know Dr. Brooks. I heard about him, I seen him on TV. He's not going to come out there and talk to me. They play on the basketball court, they take their time, rain, sleep, but they don't know, never talk to a grown man. We say we're a leader, I say I'm an outreach person, but I hadn't reached out. They just not knowing me as an outreach person. What I'm saying is, they don't have one-on-one communication with older men. Because men don't know their own identity themselves. In our community, unity in the community, we have to start with our mind, our own self, knowing that who we are. We know who we are, because I can't mentor nobody 6 months. Then I stop, because I got drama with me and my wife. I got drama on my job. I got drama. Drama stops you from mentoring. Now, okay, he rejected, here's a boy out there, he rejected at birth. His daddy wasn't there. Then his first little girlfriend rejected again because she ain't nothing he could do for her. Then I come in there trying to be a mentor to him. And I stay about 6 months, do this, do that. And he can't reach me no more because I got bills and my wife coming. I spend too much time with him. So he rejected again. Now he's up in jail. Everybody he thought would love him rejects him. So a mentor have to take time and have time to mentor these young boys, not just go in there like a Band-Aid and go in there and put it on them and then run around and take a picture. Look what I did. I'm mentoring boys. That's all farce, man. All that is garbage. These kids are looking for the real because TV give them information and showing them things that we never had exposed to us. They're growing up at 5 or 6. They're talking like they're 50. Because the information on the iPad, on TV, and their minds just can't even know all this information, where to put this information. So they need a mentor to try to tell them some information you need not to know. Some need you to store. Because we are using a generation talking about bringing, they will not come to church. They think the church is something that will control them. They scatter come. It's like a big castle. They don't want to come in. I tell them every day. You got to reach them where they at. Jesus said, I send you out. I'm sending you. He sent them. He didn't tell them to come. They're going to come. Open the door. I'm coming. Then all these people just want you to come to church for what? For a word? Somewhere you got to touch somebody. You got to be able to touch. Touching means love. I got to love you and I'm going to love you in. Keep going, knocking on their door every Saturday and tell them you love them and let them tell you what's wrong with them. And pretty soon they'll come to your church. May help some little pastor out there with 10 members. May help them. Quit trying to get them in the church, taking the same old architectural thing that's been going on for years. It ain't working. Half the Afro-American churches in Lake County is underwater. They're underwater. Staying there with the old members singing old songs, won't bring nothing else new in, and they're all underwater.
Struggling to pay mortgages.
They thought the people were going, Great Lakes cut back people, staff. There's no new people coming into Lake County. In the South, black people are living better than we ever thought we could. Why would they move up here in the cold in the Chicago area? No, they're not coming. So now you built these $1 million churches thinking they're coming, splurging, buying all the big cars, trying to keep up with one church, kind of keep up with the other, and don't have them. Now the members have got old. They're getting senior citizen money. They don't have the money to give you no more. The kids taking them, moving them out of town. So now who's gonna keep the lights on? Who's gonna keep the gas on? Who's gonna pay the mortgages? You say God send the people. Until we flip and bring in the Spanish people and quit preaching the black gospel. The black gospel is not gonna bring Hispanic people in. Preach the gospel. The gospel should draw them in. That's the church growing. The gospel was growing. Quit preaching about people and preach the gospel. He said, he'll draw. I draw men unto me. He don't tell me I'm drawn to another man. We lost the gospel.
That's important. God said, he will draw.
He will draw.
All you have to do is lift up his name, and he will draw.
But he did tell you, I'm going to send you out.
Okay.
If they're going to draw him into a building, he said, you stay here, and I'm going to draw him here. I'm going to send you out and compel men to come after me.
Because Jesus didn't have an address.
Yeah. Oh, every week he wasn't in the same place, falling on the floor, getting up and balling back out, pouring water on every week. Same location. And ain't nobody outside seeing him? Nah, man. We done got this whole thing mixed up, man.
We talk about community
unity in the community.
But at the end of the word community, there's unity. You cannot have community without having unity.
I need you. I was talking to a Muslim brother today about unity.
Okay.
And we was talking about right now if something happened and you need something moved, you don't worry about in the community. You need a need in the community.
Okay.
And he a Muslim. And you're going to say, I don't need this money because you're a Muslim.
Okay.
I don't need him to help me pick up. I don't need to help pick up this tent and put this tent up because we're only going to use Christians. And we don't want, so where's unity? Unity come, let me be me. Let me be me in unity. We talking about the community. Let me be me in the community. And we say, no, don't put me in a cage in the community because you talking about not unity in church. We talking about unity in the community. Let me be me. If you're atheist, be atheist, but we're in the community. Let us unify for the community.
Okay.
Church and community are two different things. Let me bring unity in the community. You Democrat, I'm Republican. Let unity come in the community. The progress, that move forward, the community. The community, we have to come unity. Democrats, Republicans, white, blacks, all these people think we separate by issues. Let us, one thing we have in common, we are American citizens and want the best for our community. That's what we have in common.
We have, how many on this? We have about 17 people running for, I think on the Republican, for Republican, for president, about 17. Why? Is there a selfish motive? They never talk about unity. They keep talking about separation, what they're going to do, instead of talking about, what.
Well, it's early in the primary, and it's early in the primary. Everything have agenda. I put this out the other week. And when you get talking about politics, I know this show is broadcast to multiple people, but if we never, in the Afro-American segment culture, we'll never talk politics. We don't have a school of politics. Stroger and other black men in Chicago taught their sons politics. In the suburbs, they got junior Republicans and junior Democrats that they teach them when they're young about the system. So we can't talk about something if we don't know the real concept of of how politics work. You say how many people run it, but if you got to first know who behind the politician, what's his own agenda, because you put it out there, and money flows in it. You get to move money when people run it. It's all about money and power. Rich people, a lot of rich people stay in Hollywood, a lot of rich people, so you're just talking to rich people once you get money. But what do power do? What power do, it changes you from another rich person to powerful rich person. Look at the governor of Illinois, a rich man who ran. He was rich, he talked to other rich people, but he tired of just being rich, drinking with another rich guy, going on the boat with another. He wanted power. So he put his money, by his own money, behind his own agenda to be powerful. And he beat out some wannabes and beat them out. Because money brings power. Now power, every rich person look to power. Another rich person not going to look to you because you're rich. They look to the one with power. We talk about Donald Trump. Donald Trump, they think he's a fool. Donald Trump's not a fool, he's a billionaire. So he can't be a fool. If he's a fool, he got smart people around him. He got more people watching these 16 other clowns. You wouldn't have never watched the Republican primary on TV if Donald Trump don't bring up these issues. And he bring up some issues to make the crowd get out. The crowd gonna thin up because they've been cookie crumb crowd. They only saying what the media want them to say, and we never found the substance was in them. So he pushing a button right now and finding what's really in you. I'm gonna talk about immigration. Oh, they messed up. Now you can't talk about that. Now they ain't got no agenda. They didn't have nothing for immigration. They was only following the Democrats. So he's separating the have and the have-nots in the Republican Party. And I hope he keep running and get all of them to tell the truth. Because they're going to come in and smooth it. They'll tell the Hispanic people something. They'll tell the blacks something. And they tell us we all unity. It wasn't no unity. Everybody for themselves trying to be president.
Have they talked about any issue about the human aspects of it? What they can do for the people?
Nobody. If you look at the last few elections, nobody talks about what they're going to do. Mark Kirk ran against a guy at the time. They didn't do nothing but throw slang mud at each other. They never told you what he's going to do.
Okay.
The whole election, he never said what he's going to do, what his agenda was. He just threw slang mud at the guy who's running it. You got that's more they run now. They run a mud campaign now. They find the candidate and throw all mud at. They never tell you what their views is because it's a system.
Are we looking at just destroying ourselves from within?
Well, you have already, because we own nothing. But now, as a people, American citizen, we're controlled by someone all the time. They know they control what we buy, they control what we eat, they control everything where we at now. Somebody know we here right now. I got my computer, it'll tell me right where I'm located at right now. If I ask it, it'll tell me right where I'm at, sitting right here. So I'm saying everybody know where we at by cameras being on buildings, by phones and all that. So we always being controlled, and you can't speak out when you control. Only a few people the system tell who can talk. Jesse Jackson ain't another little slick-head rascal. He don't talk for me. Your boy, what's his boy's name?
Al Sharpton?
Yeah, Al Sharpton don't talk for me, man. Al Sharpton, they said, $1 million to the IRS, so that means he had to make $20 million. So I'm saying they all come and talk and build a fire because the system paid them to build a fire. The system ain't going to let anybody just talk. You don't get no media when anybody going to talk. Two cats get out there and call Channel 7, they ain't coming. They ain't coming. Because they two cats and nobody care. But they pulled out who we want to be the voice of a community. The system do. They call who the leaders are.
Another important aspect of is education. Why do we spend billions of dollars on education and we're one of the lowest, on the totem pole? I think out of about 50 states, we're about 48 or 49. Well, we're near the bottom.
You pouring money on a number 2 pencil when the world went computer-wise, technology.
Okay.
Most of our suburban places, their children get iPads at first grade, at kindergarten. I just talked to Zion. They're going to bring iPads in this year for all the 9th graders.
Okay.
where you got 8 years in between learning. From kindergarten, and that all the kids in high school in Zion finna get iPads this year.
Okay.
So it's an 8-year gap in there when the kids over in Gurnee got them when they're kindergarten, and the kids in Zion get them when they're in 9th grade. So what I'm saying, so you 9 years behind. We ain't even talking about China, and we ain't talking about Japan, who put it in their hand when they're baby. So technology-wise, we're behind, and we'll never catch up. So you stealing with the have and the have-nots, because I don't get the basic education, which is, and now they don't teach Kershaw no more in the school. They took Kershaw out in the school. Everything now is computers. So now you going home, your homework, everything comes computer. But if I don't get one time in the 9th grade, I'm already computer illiterate for what I need to go into a worldwide technology world now we in. And I'm computer literate and I'm in freshman.
And we live in a global society now. You know,
and money is going global.
Okay.
So we can't talk local issues no more.
Okay.
Nothing is local. Any company now is local, is most likely worldwide. Your teaching, everything comes down a worldwide system. So we no longer fighting Mike over here because he's white, he can't get a job at McDonald's. McDonald's say, go online and apply. Everywhere you go now, it say go go online. So don't go, I'm going there, I see they hiring down there. So if Mike ain't technology educated to go on that computer, Mike gonna be sitting next to a prison cell in the next 5 years.
So we talked about this before. In order to survive, what's the solution? Now you have survived over.
Oh yeah, I mean I survived
60 years.
Now,
65 years.
I survived with God.
Okay.
I done everything in the world to not survive.
Okay, I got you.
And then God allowed me. Somebody maybe half my age is going through something that I bypassed because of God. It wasn't that I didn't do wrong and enjoyed doing wrong. It was God who had to become first in my life, who brought me through even when I wasn't thinking about He's bringing me through. You know what I'm saying?
Grace and mercy.
Grace and mercy. It wasn't nothing I wasn't so good, and oh God, and you got to turn down this street, and you can't talk to him. I done everything they say you could, but God had a plan. Now, on this given day, me and you be sitting in these chairs and waking people up to what's really going on. Yeah, it was already preordained. It was already predestined. I told a guy, a man with cancer today, and I pray for people with cancer all the time. I told him today, I say, it was predestined. He's from New York. I said, it was predestined that you and I would meet at this consensus stand today. You came through all kinds of challenges in your life. I come through all kinds of challenges in my life. But on this given date, in 2015, we had to collide. It had to happen for you to get what you need, and I can complete my mission on earth. We had to come together on this date.
What you're demonstrating as an entrepreneur is not to become a Bill Gates, but you're trying to encourage other youngsters. Say you can become an entrepreneur also.
This is what. There's no money in this concession thing. I make money and put it right back in the next day.
Okay.
Basically, I can't even hire nobody, can't get nobody. I mean, the money is not there. But what is there is when God sent me in this assignment I got, young Afro-American young men never done business with an Afro-American man every day.
Okay.
We do carnivals, festivals, all that come and go. But every day, I'm in their face. Every day I'm telling them they can be somebody. Now, one of them gonna catch and want to be open a concession, and somebody gonna want to have a business. And if you never been exposed to a TV, you didn't want a TV. If you never been exposed to a Cadillac and rode in it, you wouldn't buy a Cadillac. But now they're being exposed to an Afro-American man doing business with them, meaning handling money exchange. So not a drug money, but out in the open handling business. I believe I'm going to affect a generation of kids that will know they can be more than a drug dealer or a basketball player. They can be an entrepreneur. And God, I pray that any of these young people see me doing something, and I be a light to them and a springing rod to where their career and where they're going to go in their life.
This is so important because you heard of the organization called Coalition to Reduce Recidivism.
Yeah.
Once a inmate get paroled and comes out, what happens? They can't go back to the location that they came from. They can't get a job because they have the felony on their back, and they can't get a job. Then they can't get a house to survive. Can't take care of a family and so forth. But the Coalition to Reduce Recidivism, what we should be looking for is probably trying to teach them, to keep them out of prison in the first place.
Well, we got to get them before they get in the system. Once they get in the system, it's kind of hard. Mm-hmm. The Coalition to Reduce Recidivism is doing a good job for some people. The problem I have, not with them, but with this, with Danny Davis been pushing. Danny Davis been pushing recidivism. He's been pushing expungement of records and getting records clear. But I have a problem with Danny Davis pushing this in the state of Illinois, because the state of Illinois for the last 16 years, it's been all Democrats.
Okay.
It's been run by a Democrat. Okay. So we come and get our vote every election time, but they can't sign a bill that if I did some trouble when I was 18, it's still on my record till I'm 48. But the Democrats can make all this right because the whole system was being, the governor, the House, and the Congress was all Democrats in the state of Illinois. But we pushing it, we push expungement, and we push that bill every year, but they just joking with the black community because they couldn't do it. They could write one pen. They want your vote, but they won't leave my son get arrested in 17, then he get 40, he's still carrying this felony, a felony on his record, and all he did was have one night out and he did some dumb stuff, and that goes along where he can't work a real job, he can't do nothing, and all we can free him, but we can free people who come from other countries and let them work a job. They're in a small town and don't know what they did, but somebody been born in America, raised in America, he linked to America, schools to America, and he do one night, he messed up, and that felony, stay in him, life sentence. Wherever you go get a job, you ever been arrested? Yeah, I forgot, when I was 17. Then you do it, they come walk you off the job. So the life sentence, so we reduce recidivism is good, but the real deal, can we kill these felonies of somebody that never did nothing else wrong? It should be a limitation on a felony. It can't do nothing. It's a prison sentence, and you walk around in society and you watch everybody else get a job, and you can't because when you was 19, you went out and did some dumb stuff, and it's there. Solution, let's quit letting these people come pimp us right at election time and put their finger in their face and ask them why you ain't did it if you want my vote, but you had 4 years to do it. And none of y'all done it. You don't talk about it till election time. So are we being solution? Start putting weight on our elected officials. That just come and pimp us at every church on 2 weeks for election, but we don't go back and ask them why you didn't do what you said you're going to do. We need to put the weight back where the weight needs to be done on public officials, electoral people, unity in community. We want to have unity, but don't come in and just rape me in the community. They come back 4 years later and rape me again and tell me, brother, unity, it got to come with honesty. Unity have to come with honesty.
When people going to wake up to that process? Politicians coming to them, coming to the churches, you know, you never see them in a church until election time.
Election time. They don't come back for nothing.
But the people...
You can't get a slave mind out of people.
Okay.
Most of the pastors are slaves and been slaves or been slaves that raised under a slave system. And this is what their forefathers did, bring the white politicians in the church, Stop your service. God's word ain't nothing. Bring them in, because we may get a government piece of cheese, 10,000 for a program. And then the program always ends right before the next election. If you want, you got to campaign for me. If you want to get that program back, you got to get out and get the votes.
Right.
So we live under a system of program. Unity in the community cannot come with programs. We have a generation right now that never seen no one in the house ever go to work. There's many kids grew up, never seen a mother or father come out of their door and go get a job.
Wow.
Old generation never seen no one go to work and work a full-time job. And then you tell them to go out and work, they last a week because they think they can talk on the cell phone and think they can do what they've been doing at home, but you don't get away on a real job. Solution, start educating the parent. We got to educate the parent to get up, to get their self, because they had one baby when they 20, another baby 22, 23. Now they sitting back thinking the government going to keep on giving them free cheese and free checks. But with these foreigners coming in here, that system about to end. And somebody going to never know how to work, going to catch it at the end, not having any money to survive.
Since you mentioned that, can you enlarge on another point about immigration? I saw on the news that Donald Trump is proposing that we dissolve the 14th Amendment, I guess, by child born in the country is a citizen. He want to, of course, like you said, it'll take years to do. But who is he trying to reach? He bring
up some issues that everybody in America is talking about. Donald Trump is bringing up issues that people are talking about, but the PR people and the system will not let it. Boy, he got enough money to get out. If you go through the roadsides and the countries outside your big city, these people who got bombs and people out there less educated, not urban areas, not just educated. We have people in farming areas, kids have not been educated in the fight with computers. Like small towns got small school systems, can't afford things. So they've been hit really hard because they watching people coming in and work in America. They did everything right, and now their kids can't work. We're not just looking at black kids anymore. I'm talking about country western people who live out in the western, play country western, this family atmosphere, community, and then all of a sudden their kids can't work nowhere. They bring in foreigners to work their little country job. Little factory come up, here come a bunch of people who don't even have immigration, have papers to be working, and then you look at the highways, every highway got all foreigners working on the highway when all these men who can work in the city can't find a job. You'll hire him, you'll hold him up in the prison for 10 years, but you can't put him on the highway to work. But you get him out there picking up paper and work on the highway free is okay, but he can't be a flagman, he can't work on the highway, he can't dig a ditch, he can't work in the hospital, and then all people who was born in America and a family was raised, they can't do it when we let people who come in break into America and get here illegal, and we say it's okay once you get here and you have my son's job, because he's not going to work it, because I'd rather work you who I don't pay for $6 or $5 a week and let him go and get on welfare. Yes, we have to have something, but we'll never happen in my lifetime, your lifetime, because of the Supreme Court and the Democratic Congress. They're not going to let that happen.
Wow.
Solution. That's solution. It will not happen in your time and my time. He's making a lot of noise, but the other 17 people, they ain't making no noise. They just going along with it. They just sitting there like riding a free train. If you want to be something, you got to roar like a lion. If you want to be the big chief, you roar. If you want to be a puppet, then you going to get behind the line of the other 17. I ain't heard nothing from the other 17. They pointing at Trump. What is that? What's on their agenda?
Right.
So is it another Bush turn? Whoever got the most money gonna run. So now we go Clinton, Bush, Clinton, Bush, Clinton, Bush. Only two families in the world can be president. And you going back? How can you go back? You asked me about Donald Trump. How can we go and bring Hillary back? And she went around the world for the last 8 years, picking up endorsement and money. And now we're gonna bring her and be president. Will we sell ourselves out? When we say, she went around the world making deals all over the world because she thought she would be president, and we gonna fall for it? See, Donald Trump just talking, but Hillary was a government employee. But we won't investigate that because we only vote one race, whatever they tell us to vote. Solutions in the community. Get and vote your heart and not your party. Vote your heart. Solution, it only gonna come when we stop voting what man tells us to vote and vote the candidate, the substance of a candidate.
Now another solution too may be, and it may be a long ways off, is a third party. You know, not just following, we should have an option, you know.
We need, but the two parties nothing wrong. In two parties nothing wrong, but people don't vote.
Oh,
you can get another third party, but who gonna vote?
That's another thing too. What about apathy in voting now? Why do we have so much apathy in voting? And then we have some states, mainly southern states here, making it difficult for people to vote.
You know why? The voting system, I was telling a lady today, until you study the voting system, we can't speak on it. See, we say one vote count. Okay. All vote, one vote count.
Okay.
That's in the primary. Okay. But in the general election, they don't need so many electoral votes.
Oh,
so
okay.
when this state is a red state, that state, they count them up. Now, they don't campaign all states when it comes to the final election. They only campaign in maybe 3 or 4 states where they need enough electoral votes to win the race.
It's by population then, I guess.
Population, remember George Bush? They say he would have lost won the popular vote, but lost the election. Back then when they had the thing in Florida, because they needed so many electoral votes in Florida to carry that state.
Okay.
It wasn't the people. He had won one part of the vote, but he needs the other part of the vote, and so people now do not trust elections.
Yeah, yeah.
You say, why they don't trust it? They've seen how the game can go, power play, because we're really a land of dictatorship. Right now, we have no power. We're in a land of dictatorship. They dictate everything. You see how the Supreme Court, they came up and said what they want to say. We vote any kind of way. Men and women's okay. That wasn't a voted, we didn't vote them in. That was dictated to us by something called the Supreme Court. But that was the agenda of the Democratic Party. And so when the agenda and the Democratic Party and the Supreme Court all came together, we didn't even, what we voted and what we say didn't mean nothing.
Wow, wow.
So we lost our voice? Have we lost our voice as a people? What we say don't mean nothing. The courts have taken over the United States.
Wow. We spoke about education, and then we talked about finances concerned, but I talked with our senator, stated that any time a bill for education comes on the floor, it dies in committee. But when a bill comes up to build more prisons, it's automatically passed. We're
in a new America, Mr. Brooks. We're in America of have and have.
No question passed without any question.
Yeah, well, it is. We're in a world now of have and have-nots. It used to be a middle class. There's no middle class. It's the have and have-nots.
Okay.
Why educate you and I'm not going to give you a job no way? The college is a big part. Most you go to college, you can't get a job in your career when you get out. So it's the have and the have-nots. The have right now, even with the police. Right now. We go over there on the police. The police right now, they're talking about security the other day, security in the black church. I don't know if you read that article. Security in the black church, where we need armed guards in the black church when people come in and kill them. Okay. The haves already got private security forces.
Yeah.
The church is a system where we're going to need private security forces. Because you can't just leave the doors open and let everybody come in and you don't know what they're coming for. And we in worship so deep that we don't have a discernment who come in the door. So they had a big 2-page article the other day about security for the church, the black church. Because are we really doing something? And people come, there's no more respect for the church. So that's why we have to have a security force. Because these people out there don't respect it.
Wow. Well, you spoke about policing. If we had more local policemen in our community, police that know the community,
Yeah.
and have activities for the youth. You know, I don't know whether it's playing basketball with them or it's tutoring, and then those have role models, you know, for the youth in the community. Would that be a possible solution to crime?
That's a good one. But I believe we're going to a RoboCop before we do that. A RoboCop where they watch everything now from headquarters. They see every street. They see everything going on. They really don't need a physical police, the human police. He puts himself in danger. Plus his pension is killing these cities. The pension board for police. So it's draining a community. So we're going to come up with a RoboCop type police in the next 7, 8 years. It'd be a sister whole police force at RoboCop, where they control him from headquarters. We don't pay no pension. You don't pay no health care. He died, you get another part and put him back together. A real low-cost budget plan for the future for policing. Because they don't pull you over no more. You have accident, they bring some little guy out there. They don't bring the police with accident. They will tell you, right, y'all carry it, or you bring a community service guy. You know, a police don't come at no more. So we can get a RoboCop who'll go in there, domestic violence. He won't get shot or whatever. He'll come out. He'll go look for people, knock on the door. You, Willie Brooks, I know you're in there. I already know where you're at. Come out. We coming in. And you kill him, shoot him or not, but he's going to be a RoboCop in the next 7, 8 years in this generation.
Wow. There's an issue about, and maybe it's been like this all the time, and only because of television, is showing the number of African-American youth been shot unarmed in the back and so forth.
But we don't raise up the issue. Where is the black voice that's crying? And why we over in Syria, the city uproared one night. The president sent in troops. 50 people died in Chicago every Saturday weekend, and he ain't sent no troops.
Okay.
He ain't called a national nothing. Crisis of 50 people every weekend get shot and 10 die every weekend, and they called a national crisis in Chicago. But then when Syria or somewhere, they uproar against a country, 20 of them, and we call it a national crisis. The national crisis was 50 people in a community, unity in the community, get killed by somebody in the community, and it don't become a national crisis or a city crisis or a state crisis. And nobody care, and we keep playing like it didn't even happen because you don't live in the neighborhood. I don't live in there, and no one says nothing. I mean, come on now. If they ain't saying nothing, you ain't gonna say nothing. Ain't nobody else saying. They just 50 people lived and died every weekend.
Every weekend.
And where's our heart at? Well, we got a church in Chicago on every corner, and they're killing people in between every block. But we no power. We have no power.
Apathy again.
No power.
How can there be so much apathy? They just take it as just a routine.
Ignorance. They leave us ignorant. They give us a book we won't read. We won't read. Give us a book, information, we won't listen. We won't listen because we think it's information for somebody else. You tell somebody to go, write it down, tell everybody to go find $100 at McDonald's 22nd, and won't nobody be there about 2 because you wrote it down. They won't take it. You don't put it on Facebook, they won't read it. If it ain't on Facebook, they'll never know it.
I was concerned about, the shootings in Zion. I thought North Chicago was heavy, identified with shooting, but you have more shootings, just as many in Zion. Plus, in addition, you have North Chicago youth going to Zion and getting shot. So,
yeah. Well, you got the same people. They tore down Cabrini Green.
Okay.
And all these people was like animals up in them buildings.
Okay.
No grass growing. I mean, the city cared nothing about them. They raised them as animals. Now you bring them all out here. So they got this murdering spirit on them.
Okay.
And they got a rebellious spirit, and can't nobody tell them nothing. And they think they got this same spirit they brought out here. It's the same people. They just float. They push them out here. They push them out here. Now they're the same Chicago people that we may end with a murdering spirit, a confusing spirit, because the only way they think you settle something is with a gun.
Okay. Okay.
So we have to deal. We say nothing. We say nothing. We don't go in the community and talk to no. We used to go one Sunday and knock on everybody's door and talk to the people and pray for the people. These mothers was mothers at 13 or 15. They know nothing how to be a mother. But we tell them, come to my church. We get them in there. We need to go knock on doors and pray and hear from them and win souls by being loving. Keep knocking on the door 7 nights, 7 weeks in a row. People will come out. What church you go to? We want to, because you will befriend them. We need to go back to unity in the community. We must go back to befriend each other in the community. The separation came with me and mine. But unity in the community must come back with love, and it must come back one-on-one, talking to people. Unity can only gonna come by talking to people and not judging my sister or my brother.
Well, if that's the solution, why don't things change when Jehovah's Witnesses go out knocking on doors? They're out there every day.
Every day. But we say, hey, they ain't afraid. They do what they do. They say Jehovah's Witnesses. They witness to somebody every day. Okay. You'll walk by them, they don't say nothing to you. They got a rack now with books. If you ask them, they'll talk to you. They don't pressure you. We won't even knock on doors. We want to jump and shout on every floor, but won't knock on doors. Because you may open the door and somebody know you and you wasn't a Christian last night. See, knocking on the door make you taking a chance, because I may have been with you last night, and I knock on the door at Elder Willie. He said, man, Brother Willie, that you? Was that the party of mine? Was that you? I said, well, I'm in church now. You know I can't do is you love the Lord? And I just wish you. So you got to live with a character. You got to have a character, and a character to be knocking on doors. Because you may be knocking on the door and get exposed from your midnight man. We talk a lot of Christian stuff, but we do a lot of unchristian stuff.
Maybe this forum will wake people up. I have a feeling, because I know in prior programs, we have gotten a lot of calls about Brother Willie on issues. So people do respect, and that's the reason you back on the program on a regular basis, because people they hear you. They respect what you're saying, and we hope that things get better as a result.
Well, we try, Mr. Brooks. All I'm saying is I don't talk about people. I'm talking about real issues that people want to talk about, and they overlook. And people, I'll be a voice for many who are crying out just for change. We won't want to change our community. We want to keep it that this church, that church, this organization. Last week they had AfroFest, NAACP giving away free bags all the same day, and we don't bring this chaos. Where's the unity? Okay. It's 13 weeks of summer. Y'all can come up with 1 week, I do this, I do that. Okay. We overbalancing each other because there's no unity, there's no conversation in the community. And what unity is going to only come when we take pride of ourselves and eliminate it, humble ourselves, and talk to another person about bringing unity in the community.
Brother Willie, the United States of America is probably the most diverse country as far as races is concerned. We have about every race you can think of here. But why people not talking to each other? Is something taught in the home to make this divisive? Wow. Is that divisive or what?
Well, we go right to Chicago right now. Chicago got 150-some nations, and they have their own districts and their own neighborhoods and everything. Okay. Now we in a technology place where everybody using cell phones and got earplugs in their ear. No, it's a season where nobody even talking to each other. Yeah. No matter what nation it is, everybody want to be left alone. Too much garbage flying in the air right now, and everybody say, "Leave me alone. Let me use my iPad. Let me use my phone, and leave me alone." And we won't break that in the generation. It's getting more and more relevant in our neighborhood, in our community, and people want to be left alone. Let me be me. and let me walk in my house and see you on the train, but let me be me. I thank you for having me here. It's been a pleasure to be here today to get this out of me, and the world would be better because Brooks and Brooks came together on this given day.
No relation.
No relation.
But it's always a joy to have you on and know you express your opinion, and those opinion you express of those of Brother Willie and not of the host or the station.
Yeah.
Those I had to get that disclaimer out there.
That
this
makes
is
sense.
Brother Willie. And what does love have to do with it? You people gonna have to love themselves before they can love someone else. But do these youngsters love each other?
We must love each other. We compel to love each other. We may not like each other. We compel to love you. And love is a little deeper than like, because I got to love you from my heart. Like, I may not like you. Some people, I have a problem. I got to pass like to get to love, because I'm human. But I got to love you.
It's a commandment of God,
That's
too,
God.
right?
That's what I'm saying.
But how did God express his love?
Yeah,
well, we're going to have people think about that.
Okay.
We're going to have people think about that.
Part 3.
We come back with part 3, then we'll talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking with Brother Willie. He's a community activist from Zion, Illinois, well-traveled all over the country, and he's been preaching love and trying to preach salvation to all people. Let's get together and have unity in the community. This has been Community Forum. My name is Dr. Waddell Brooks Sr., your host.